Hey, what is going on, everybody? So we're in my shop today. It's like 30 some degrees outside. It's really cold, and it is supposed to be extremely cold the next couple days. Something to do with a winter vortex coming down, super cold for everybody. And if you don't remember, down in Texas a couple years ago, they weren't used to it, and people weren't prepared. It got super cold down there. Pipes burst, froze. People up north are a little bit more used to it. Housing is built a little different. Up in the north, obviously, it gets colder. They anticipate things like that. However, the cold they're talking about now is supposed to be extremely cold. So just be aware of that. Be prepared. I know it's been like in the 50s and 60s the last couple of days and last week, really. So just make sure that you have things with you to be prepared for that in case your car breaks down or if your power goes out, which leads me into what I want to talk about first, and then real quick the last section of it. It's going to be like 2 minutes because I really don't care for the guy at all or people like him, but the more important thing is your safety and staying warm in the wintertime. You can have baseboard, you can have kerosene heaters, you can have pellet stoves, all these kinds of things be hooked up to the grid with a lot of it, right? But you don't want to be regulated, you don't want to have to pay more for your fuel, and you get taxed on everything. Everything you have to buy, you get taxed on, obviously. But this is a piece of wood. This is a piece of oak. It's a piece of scrap. You can burn it, and it's free. And the government doesn't like that because they cannot regulate this. They're trying to ban wood stoves. I've read about it for the last couple of years. They want to get rid of them. How unsafe they are, just like how raw milk is so unsafe for you. We have been burning wood for thousands and thousands of years, and yeah, some people are stupid with them and they find out, and it sucks, but that is the way it goes. If you're not safe with firewood, if you're not safe with candles, if you're not safe with a firearm, if you're not safe with your medicine that you're supposed to take, it can kill you. So just be prepared and be safe with it. There's hundreds of thousands of videos online on just buying wood stoves and installing wood stoves safely, building your own safely, to be the most productive. And you can go out into the woods and get wood for free. I grew up with having a wood stove for the most part, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going collecting firewood and chopping firewood. It made me who I am. It made me strong. It made me, appreciate what I have. I didn't really like baseboard heat because it made my throat super dry. And wood stoves will do that as well. You just put a pot of water on it for humidity. And yeah, it's free, and the government doesn't like that because they can't regulate it and they can't tax it. I was thinking about that taxes earlier on a blanket that I bought, and I paid like, I don't know, $15 for taxes because it was $100-some blanket. It was a down. It's really nice, but it was like $15 that I paid for the government, or to the government, for I don't know. I have no idea why I paid them. I had to pay them for some reason. I'm getting really tired of paying taxes for them just to throw them away and give them away, and to all these people that are committing fraud, to say the least. But if you want to survive the cold, if you want to prepare your family to stay warm, electric heat is great and all. The turn of a button is super nice, convenient. But when the power goes out, you don't have heat. The same thing, if the power goes out, you can't boil water. But with a wood stove, you can bake with it, you can keep warm with it, you can boil your water with it, you can do anything with a wood stove that you can do with like an oven per se, without the ungodly electric bill. So that's just a thought for people. If you are trying to be more self-sufficient, or if you're trying to prepare for whatever is supposed to be happening, whatever your cup of tea is, wood stoves are the way to go. Just because it is a resource that you can get on your own, relatively cheap or free. On the side of the road, people are always looking to have, trees. Like, say somebody had a tree blow down in their yard, they look for people to come get it for free, and some people will even pay you to do it. A lot of people like to keep it to themselves because it's free energy. That's just a thought for y'all. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is, I've been reading on the news. I know everybody knows about that Don Lemon fucking retard going into a church and disrupting service. And I think, what was that guy's name? Al Sharpton. He even chimed in. He's agreeing with him. Well, he didn't do anything wrong, and now he's the one to. He's not the bad guy, but he's the victim in it. Because I'm a gay black male, which everybody is laughing online because he's getting charged with the KKK Act, which is hilarious and very ironic. And it's not as funny as I just said, because it shows the point of them getting more emboldened to attack Christians. And what they want to do is, they have messed with us in public, they have messed with us in politics, and now they think that they come and mess with us in a service. Every single church should have armed guards. Every house should have a way to defend yourself from intruders raising hell. You cannot break into a private residence to voice your opinion and start yelling at people. That's not the way this country is supposed to work. But they are more emboldened to do so. And I was reading about a transgender he, she, lady, man thing from Minnesota saying, more of us should do this. More of us should storm churches and raise hell. And what happens when one of those psychopaths start doing something, which they've already done before in other, states? They've already shot up other churches. What happens when they start doing that on the regular, and they get people scared to go to church? They're trying to demoralize you to go to church. They are trying to break up the Christian faith. They're trying to make it seem to where you can't go to church. It's scary to go to church. You don't want to go to church. Not because God's bad or anything, but because these people are lunatics. You need to stay armed everywhere you go. You need to talk to your church about having armed security and have training for it. There's training out there for churches. And there's, I think, not everybody, but a lot of people that go to your church are willing to carry, and probably do carry, for the simple fact that these blue-haired nuts are out there and they're looking to break up the Christian faith. It's not about being a pacifist as a Christian. It's about standing up for the truth. Somebody was saying it's not killing that is illegal, or in the Bible. It's not killing that is a sin. Murder is a sin. Killing somebody for no reason is a sin. But if you kill somebody to protect yourself or your family, if somebody's attacking you and you happen to defend yourself, in the Bible, that's justified. And a lot of people say that's hypocrisy. Y'all, you can't say that. That's what it says. That is just common sense. You should not get in trouble for defending your family or your loved ones or your place of worship. So take that for what it is. Stay prepared. Stop letting these weird blue-haired, just evil people try to control your religion or try to control your way of life, because 9 times out of 10 what they're saying is just horse shit anyway, and you shouldn't let them dictate how you run your life. You should not walk around in fear. You should walk around paying attention to what's happening. You should be on guard, be on lookout, be aware of your surroundings, but you shouldn't do it in fear. Like when I go to the grocery store, I'm looking around, I'm looking for threats, I'm looking for potentially bad people, but I'm not afraid of it. There's a huge difference between being afraid and just being on guard. You have to do that, especially in today's society. You have to be on guard for your family, for your loved ones, for just normal people. You're supposed to stand up for the normal people. I could go into the store by myself and some bad guy comes in there. I'm going to try to stop them because I want to help the regular people in the store. I have no obligation to. I have no, familiar status with any of these people, but it is my obligation to help defend people that can't. But if everybody was like that, we wouldn't have these psychopaths walking around because they wouldn't be here with us today. So we need to be on guard for these people. We need to be on lookout for them and stop letting them control our lives. Don Lemon, he's a fucking retard. Nobody watches his show. All he does is race bait and tell everybody how white people are bad. And the same thing with Al Sharpton. Somebody told me something about Al Sharpton a long time ago and it made me laugh. If racism wasn't around, he wouldn't have a job. So what do these people do? They stir up racism. They make racism bigger than it is. More black people like him are racist towards white people than white people are racist towards them. And you're going to say, oh, that sounds racist. It's not really racism on my part. It's what I see. It's when I see a bunch of black people just talk about white people all the time and how shitty they are. And I love everybody in this world. I love everybody no matter what color you are. But if you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit. It doesn't matter what color you are. But they stir this up and they say, oh, these crazy white people, how I can't walk into your church and voice my opinion. That's because you're a racist and you're a bigot, blah, 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 blah. You don't like gay people. That's true. I don't care for them. That's not my cup of tea, but you can do whatever you want over there. You can go to your house of worship if you have one, which most likely these people don't have one because they believe in themselves. They don't have a higher power that they look up to because it's all about them. It's all about me, me, me. But you can do your stuff over there while I do my stuff over here, and you can leave me alone. Or you can find out the consequences of coming over here disrupting myself and my family and my religion. Stay over there, we'll stay over here, and stop talking shit to us. It's pretty simple. Anyway, I don't want to talk about him anymore because, well, he's just a piece of shit. And that's about really the only thing you can say. Yeah. Anyway, stay warm. It's really cold outside. It's supposed to get colder. Even though we haven't had a whole lot of snow this year where I live at, which is really weird. I know other places have, but we've usually had a couple inches by now. I think we had a half inch, maybe December-ish, which is weird. But I'm not complaining about it because I don't have to shovel snow. And yeah, it's super cold. Stay warm, and y'all have a fantastic day.